What's up, Grow Fam? It's Wednesday.
Hey,
Once again, it's Wednesday, the middle of the week. We all need that little something to get us through the rest of the week, right? I don't know, but today's Wednesday. It's another Whalen Wednesday on Grow Fam. What's up, Grow Fam? How's it going, everybody? It's Wednesday once again. Switching audio tonight. Yeah, so tonight, okay, we're good to go. Grow Fam Wednesday, Whalen Wednesday. What's up, Grow Fam? Getting that middle of the week going on right now. We're going to have a little sesh. We're going to hang out. We're going to have some fun. We're going to give away Grow Fam box tonight. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Whalen Wednesday, powered by Grow Fam. All right, everybody, what's up? Welcome to Wednesday, everybody. Whalen Wednesday on Grow Fam. We are on the Indoor Farmer Rumble channel as well. If you guys are interested in Rumble, ask me about that. But yeah, happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy midweek sesh. It's time to maybe, we'll have some fun and maybe find some information out at the same time.
Get ready for the 3rd Annual Virginia 420 Festival, April the 18th to the 20th. We have 2 great locations, Greenwood, Virginia and Salem, Virginia. Enjoy cannabis education, comedy, live music, and number 14 bands like Keller Williams, Grateful Dove, Cottonmouth Kings, and way more. And let's not forget about the cannabis education outdoor cultivation classes led by the renowned Mark Herrera. Wow! It's a 3-day camping fiesta at Misty Mountain and Garrett Farms. Join the movement all 3 days. Buy your tickets now.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Hello, and welcome to Wednesday night. We got, let's see, it is January 24, 24. January 24. Let me pop in here. Like to see my mic thing going. What's up, guys? Let me know if I have any mic issues. I had to move this thing a little bit. It is We Grow Wednesday, powered by Grow Fam Homestead, which is sponsored by who? The FOOP. That awesome FOOP, guys. If you've been tuning in all week, or I'm sorry, all month, we have been giving away bottles of the FOOP spray. So shout out in the comments if you guys have used it. If you've what you think. Tell me who's won. Who did you win? You know, find out, because we don't have that tonight. I believe I forgot who did give that away this week on Grow Fam, but tonight, guys, we do have a pack of those awesome DEADIEVOL Genetics. And guess what? Let's see. Your boy already won a pack from somebody else's show, y'all, because you know that Purple Hair's Garden. If you go watch Talk It Out Tuesday on Grow Fam Homestead, Purple Hairs, I won me a pack already. I was just trying to pop in and show some love, you know. But you know what? I'm not going to be tossing that one back. That's going in the bank. You know what I mean? So guys, before we get to the show, we actually have our guests hanging out in the back already. So I want to see some love. I want to see some likes. We got 5 likes. We got 17 people in the house. Let's pump it up, guys. Let's pump it up. We're not going to do that DEADIEVOL Genetics giveaway until at least 50 people. I mean, I don't know. That feels like nothing. Let's get up to the 100 people tonight and give away a hat from growfam.com made by Grassroots Digital Design. Excuse me. So I'd like to do that. Those are our goals tonight, guys. But we also have, like, the information that tonight is going to be very important for people that grow and then don't grow. Either one, you know, everybody should know about tonight's episode. So definitely share it out to all your friends and family. Doesn't matter if they're into cannabis or not. If they're a person, let them know about tonight. I guess without further ado, 6 likes. Come on, guys, pump it up. You know, these guys are awesome. They are full of knowledge. It's going to be great. So let's get them up here. Tonight's guest. All right, we got Soil Food in the house. We've got Ed and Sid here from Soil Food. Hello.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for inviting us.
Okay.
Yeah, love the introduction.
You sound good. You look good. Check. There we go. So I'm glad that you guys could join us. Thank you very much. First of all, I mean, that's right off the top. You know, anytime that you can take your time away from your day to, you know, talk to a bunch of Facebookers who are learning to grow. Appreciate it for sure. There's going to be a lot of good people in the comments too tonight, so it's going to be hard for me to keep up, you guys. And I think since you're on your computer, you'll be able to see the comments. Do you see how it says private, and then you can switch over to the comments on the right hand side towards the top?
We're at the top. Oh, yeah. Comments.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go. You're going to be able to flood it. Yeah, there you go. They're already flooding the comments for you. So definitely, guys, keep some questions in your mind. If there's something that I didn't read out, please just like write it down or something so that we can get to it. Because this is going to be this is an important one. I do want to shout out for sure to last week's episode. My friend Luke there from Riverview Road Apiary, a local beekeeper who was just a wealth of knowledge about bees and all pollinators. Really, it was insane. So you guys, I have some good questions for you on some crossover things there. So, but we're gonna get to it. I don't want to rush you. So, how are you guys doing? It's 2024. Doing all right this year so far?
Oh,
Great
so busy.
year.
So
Yeah,
good.
it's
So
good.
Busy, yeah. Slushy outside a little bit.
You know, it's not so bad here now. It was we had like an ice storm on Monday.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's all slushy here. It's covered like 3 inches of slush. That's what we got.
really?
And melting snow everywhere. Yeah, it's not the It's not the most fun, but it's better than it was. The freezing temperatures. My furnace went out last week on a Friday, at 4 a.m.
Yikes.
And yeah, it was intense because I actually called an HVAC guy, and he answered at 4 a.m.
Oh.
And he wasn't about to come over at that time. He had to check through this other thing first. But anyway, long story short, I had to run my oven for almost the whole day as heat, which was insane. Yeah, but it got it fixed before Saturday. So hey, I
That
can't.
was a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
Yeah, we have. And you got your fireplace on. We're in our kitchen now. We've got a fireplace in our kitchen too. And when the heat goes off, invaluable.
So this isn't real.
Oh,
We still like your fireplace.
we like
Pat.
your fireplace.
Not
yeah.
only do I have that fireplace, but I also have the fireplace sounds.
Oh,
So it really sets the mood.
it does. I'm
It
feeling so cozy.
You will like eventually you forget. It's like it's subliminal. The audio. It's really crazy. Which is funny though. Remind me to talk about that later. Ears or worms don't have ears. But anyway.
They feel vibrations though.
Right.
So-
Yes. There's so many jokes you could go with there, but that's okay. The
Yeah.
worms are good. All right. So, like I said, it's definitely very chill, laid back. Guys, we're gonna do the hashtag for the DEADIEVOL Genetics coming up here in a little bit. Sitting at 40 now. Definitely want to share us out, like the video. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate you, bro. I see you over on the Rumble too. Got 12 people hanging out on Rumble. We got a couple people watching us on Kick. Shouts out to Kick. We're over on X right now too. I don't know if anyone's watching us on X, but I only have so many eyes and hands. So, sorry, I go through like every now and then. It's kind of like driving a car. See, every now and then you have all these points of interest that you have to hit, and it's like I got to let people know things because they're all coming in, that weren't here. So yes. Oh wait, we got Grow Fam Homestead in the house tagging up people. Thank you very much. Where's Wayne at? Is he working right now? We got a guy in our community here, awesome gentleman. We call him Tagging Wayne. He's got this. He's prolific for, just be coming in and showing love by tagging every person in the phone book. I feel like he's got a phone book and he just I'm kidding. So you guys don't do a lot of social media, right? You were telling me that you're not super into that.
Well, we need to get better at it. Yeah.
I mean, yes and no, with caution, right? Yeah.
Right, with caution.
It's very easy to get caught up when you start to get traction because people will start to hit you up. Like it's very strange. You get messages in your inbox about business things, and it's like I don't know who this person is. They never even they never came to my so you have to be little red flags. Speaking of which, yesterday, shouts out to Master Rochi and Mama Rochi. Both came on my show last night, the Indoor Farmer Reviews, number 61. And then after the show, I was going to wrap it up. And then for some reason, I decided to do this thing. I was going to start doing this as a show. I go to my friend's requests on Facebook, and I pull it up on the screen so everyone can see it. And we go down one at a time and check each one, and I pull up their profile, and then I start naming off to the audience all of the red flags or green flags that I see. I'm like, okay, this seems like all right. Okay, no, oh, okay, here, and then so it actually went pretty well. A few people were into it. It was fun, but so okay, guys, are you ready to learn about worms out there in the comments? Worms, and I mean, there's multiple benefits here. It sounds like it's just worms, but there's a lot going on. What's up, Jason? What's up, Chad? Eric, tagging away. Thanks, guys. I'm kind of spinning our wheels here, guys, to try to pump up the audience a little bit here because we could easily get over 100 people, and the information is going to be worth it. So that's what I'm trying to take it easy.
Guys, we're going to be talking about poop.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who doesn't want to talk
It's pretty
about
laid
that?
back.
well, and things connected to it too, because you guys probably know a little bit about from vermiculture to say mycelium and mushrooms because of the interaction between them, I would guess, just because of the soil. So we're going to get into that because there's a lot of things connected when you're talking about the stuff living in the soil. You have to know about a lot of that. then you have cats, which are they're
Yeah.
soil, right? So okay, we got questions coming in already. I see that. Heck yeah, guys! Please like and share out the video, please. We have we have Ed and Sid from Soil Food here, so we're going to be getting into it. All right, I can't wait too long though. We got 15 minutes now, so let's get into it. Let me know.
House. We're excited about that.
What's that?
Our daughter is in the house.
She is? Oh, you mean like in the comments or in your house?
Yeah.
In the comments. Yeah.
Oh, good. Cool. Well, help share us out, girl. Actually, well, I think it's if you pay for StreamYard. Never mind. They have a feature where you can share this out yourself as your own content, but I think that's down the road. But so let's get back to my first place I wanted to go was like where you started all this, meaning where you started anything to do with sustainability, because worms and soil, you probably were led there by something, right? So what happened?
Well, I would probably the foundation of this was my 50th birthday.
Well, it started way before then.
Well, way before then too. My dad was a huge garden. Always had a big garden. Okay, so he was born in the 30s. He had the Victory Garden. It supplemented, our family, and organic wasn't a thing back then, but he had a friend, his name was Molly, and he was a master gardener, and he learned a lot of good techniques from him. So we would just go to, my sister had a farm at one point. So at the end of the year, we would go and we would, shovel some manure, put it in the back of our ranchero.
Okay.
And till it in our garden. So that was like,
and it was full of worms.
Full of worms. And then he started to collect leaves, and he would put them in bags, and he would let that compost in these bags. But, this was, 40 years ago or so.
So Ed's been a worm farmer guy for a long time. I had a different path that brought me here. I love gardening and always have. Went to Allerton Gardens. Have you ever been there in Monticello?
I have not. What's the name one more time?
It's Allerton Gardens. It's in Monticello. It's near Champaign.
I'd love to go. Champaign. Okay.
You need to go. It's awesome. It's amazing.
I'm writing it down right now.
Yeah, I was 18 when I went, and it was a transformative experience for me. So I started gardening, and I never wanted to use chemicals. And
Allerton Park is
Allerton Park, but started learning. And I took some advanced horticulture classes, and I got to work with a woman working on witches' brooms and stuff, and always had a garden, drug my daughter along with me, taught soil classes. I'm a master gardener in 2 states. So I love gardening, and I always use natural products just because I'm kind of anti-chemicals overall. If we need some, but to avoid them. And then we have been married for a long time now, and we've always had a big garden. And we also have an African spurred tortoise. And I know it sounds silly, it doesn't sound like flies, but we have an African spurred tortoise that we rescued when she was a baby. And she lives in our backyard in the summer. And reptiles are really, really susceptible to any kind of chemicals. So again, organic. And we would buy worm castings. We bought so many worm castings that were not good. They were dry, or they were really wet and stinky, and or full of bugs, and just weird. It didn't even look like worm castings. And so
you mean like commercial?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. We would go to, and we would spend a lot of money sometimes, where you get them cheap, like at Lowe's or Home Depot or any big box store. And then for his 50th birthday, we went to a worm farm in Seattle. It's kind of a long story, but that's what got us here.
Yeah.
So
we bought these small kits. They were called
Worm Farm
360s. And we just started doing table scraps and collecting those worm castings.
Vegetable scraps,
yeah.
And putting it in our yard. And then we were giving it away, and we had some success, but we wanted to tweak it more. So we started really learning, and we got Rhonda Sherman's book, which is an awesome book on, it's like the Bible of worm farming. She's in North Carolina. And the more we learn. And then we were talking to one of our clients about this, and they're like, this is a great opportunity. Have you ever thought about going commercial? And we thought about it for 48 hours and spent a bunch of money and became a commercial worm farm.
Wow. So the kit. So this was it was a hobby for a short time, but more so the act of trying to grow your own food and have that organic method without necessarily calling it like that. Like you said, just a cleaner way to do things. And you know, like you said, Ed, those small connections that you made to your childhood for having family that has those practices at all, that mindset at all. It carries.
Fish heads. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say it carries on, and it carries. It comes back. Like you might go to the city and live in, you know, apartment for a while, but then you always have that. Like my mother always had a garden, but it was rare for her to have us out there in it, you know. And I feel like, and it's not. I'm not saying anything against my mom. It's like I'm busy. I'm playing video games. You know, I'm a kid. I'm climbing a tree somewhere. I'm in the woods. You know, so I get it. But looking back, it's like, man, I wish, you know, maybe I was out there a little bit more. And because it really does instill something in you. So no, I appreciate that. Thank you guys. I think that's a good connection because you made that little kit. It's kind of what I did. I bought this small kit of aquaponics off of Amazon, but then you grow, you start to think of things in different methods. And I'll put this out here. And I know you guys know this, you're in Illinois. Grow Fam has a lot to do with growing medicinal cannabis, right? Everyone in here, and you know, some recreational. A lot of us will admit it. You know, if I need a nightcap per se, rather than a glass of bourbon or something, which I don't drink really much anymore, you know, I can take that extra medicinal intake of the cannabis. But a lot of us are growers and do that, and so I thought it was very fascinating to see that. Evolution of the growers where they start to grow something else. Oh, hey, I can, you know, or not just grow something else, but they get into other things. Oh, I'm into bugs now, or I'm into, you know, worms or whatever it is. They branch out from that. No pun intended. Although that's a great pun. But yeah, it's like that's how I see it, and it's just a magical thing, you know. Guys, hit that like button. Let's see. Let's get up to at least 40 likes before we start this hashtag for the DEADIEVOL Genetics. Let's get up there. Come on now. We want to see it because we haven't even got to the worms yet, really. There's a lot to go because that's really where the meat and potatoes is. No offense, because are worms edible? Never mind. We'll get there later. So the business, you got into the business a little bit because you found a need for it in the area, or at least that there wasn't enough competition to worry about in that respect. I met a woman at an event where she had she had significant followers on YouTube, and she was like, she didn't really know why. She just puts up videos about her worms, and she wasn't really that. She was very modest about it, you know. And she gave me a worm starter kit, and that's where I got started. Yeah, with red wigglers, you know. And so I never thought of it as a business either, but she said a similar thing where she started like you guys and, you know, needed it for different reasons, hobby. Then it kind of grew, another pun there. But anyway, so the business side of things, were you in business in other ways? Are you have that entrepreneurial spirit in general, or was it just kind of fell in your lap?
Yeah, we've always had our own businesses. We've been in construction
and design.
Design. I do construction, and I've been a decorative painter and an artist for 35 years.
Yeah, let me plug him. Go to gonaydesigns.com. He's not like a decorative painter. Like he makes things look like marble or trompe l'oeil or.
One more time.
Artist like marble or.
No, I'm sorry. What's it? What's the address? I'm going right there.
Gonaydesigns.com.
Gonay.
Gonet, like Monet, but with a G.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but we're gonna pull it up because right now we're hitting that the business angle, and I think this is amazing. This looks awesome. Let me pull this up now. I apologize, Sid. Please continue if you know where you're.
No. So that's what we do, and we get to work together, and we like each other. So That's a good thing. Yeah.
I guess that, yeah,
Too. Yeah.
that
Still.
is a good thing. How come I am not getting the option for the? Oh, there it is. Chrome. There we are. We're gonna just check it out quickly.
There we go. Yeah, that's the old site.
Gone Design. So you.
Well,
I
that
mean,
wood isn't real wood. Like when you see the wood, he painted that to look like wood.
that there.
Yes.
That's not wood.
No.
That's
Even the
Trim.
frame. Yeah.
Everything is painted.
Snap.
That's at the Art Association in Springfield, Illinois. That's the Edwards place.
And the stencils you make yourself. Too.
Yeah, the stencil was at Lion's Head. That was a beautiful old Victorian home in Pittsfield. So yeah, I've traveled around. I've done that for many years, and there's some silver leaf, some gilding.
Oh, the faux stone is cool. That's just he does that with drywall mud.
That's the Birds of Paradise. It's kind of a French motif stencil.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's not even clicking the gallery button.
Yeah.
Wow. So, have you been to the Madison Theater in Peoria?
Ooh, no, I haven't. No, I haven't.
I went to an event there. They were doing a benefit for the Madison Theater, and it's a historic theater. I can't remember how old it is. It was made in it might have been made in the 1800s. I'm not sure, but it's very old, but it's a giant. I did a whole review on it, but they have a lot of stuff like you. That's what I was reminded of the whole time looking at your work, because they have these giant vaulted ceilings and very intricate type work, marble stuff, and
yeah. It's the marble.
Do you have us playing in the background? I'm sorry, I'm hearing a little bit of a feedback. Let me.
Nothing on our end.
That's okay. There's actually a setting that I can use to possibly fix it. Here we go. All right. So we'll get back to us now. So we've established that you've had that's sort of a background, which is cool, because that was the whole idea of like, let's find out their business. How much of this was a business thought, or how much of it was like, I need to make some money. So you have had other businesses. Have you completely stopped doing that, or you do all of everything?
No, we're still, we're still working in the field and still doing fun projects, and we have clients all over the place. But yeah, we are getting excited about soil food too, and want to build something that for our kids as well as for ourselves, something generational if we can. And, we're in our second career. Most people are retiring now, and we're like plunging into new things. So it's really kind of keeping us young and keeping us.
And it's a passion project. Like our next step right now, we're more of a boutique size. But our next step, what we're thinking about doing, depending upon how the business does, is to buy a lot of property and make it like a community property where we have our business, but we teach people how to grow food and how to cook food. And we have kids come. And a big passion project of mine is getting generations together. So like people in retirement communities working with at-risk kids, working together to grow food to help others. So right now it's a small business, but we've got a big vision, and we're hoping we get there.
I think it's awesome, because the fact that all three of those things, the current business, like they're all connected in a lot of ways, because you the DIY aspect, the working with your hands, like you don't like working for a company and also doing your business on the side would be tough, but it sounds like you can really make a turn it into its own piece of work of art. You know what I mean? Like you kind of all connected, because I can imagine working in a garden and doing things at home. You have that handy spirit, the know-how, the little bit of ability to do it yourself in that way. So imagine that, taking that skill and putting it on like a homestead, boom, like no brainer, I should say. All right, I'm putting up the hashtag, everybody. This is awesome, though. I definitely am absorbing it. You guys are awesome. I think there's something to be said about somebody that can run a business, but you run multiple. So like, I'm working on it. My business is not necessarily running, but it is a business.
Well, that's how many businesses are, right? Just keep on keeping on. We had a friend up there who said much love and appreciation, who we know. Ty, can we just say thank you? Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, I see you, Ty, brother. I'm really trying to pay attention to the guests. I'm definitely going to be getting into comments. I want to see questions from you guys, and I also I'm really trying to. I was really hoping to get our numbers up there, because I want to see more people to know about this, because a lot of people are like just worms, and it's over. You know what I mean? And so this is such a good one, because it's so good for anyone, that not only cannabis, but any growers and even non-growers, like I said earlier. But yes, thank you, Ty, for coming, brother. If you could share us out, hit that like button, guys. Really appreciate it. 32 likes, 59 people plus 8 on the Rumble. So we've got some people listening to you guys. I want that information to get out there, and also I want to see if we can link everybody to whatever it is that's the best location for you right now. I think Facebook, and however they can purchase products too, of course.
Our website is how they can purchase products, and we're building a Shopify site right now too.
Okay, so I'm gonna go there then right now. Soilfood.com.
Oh, we're not proud of our website, but okay.
I'm just gonna look at it just so I can, if that's the place where they can order the product. You know what I mean?
Right. It's soilfoods.com.
Oh,
it's plural. Yeah, the URL wasn't available.
Yeah, that seems like something from another country I was looking at there. Awesome. Yes, and I have seen your products at least twice in person. Once with through Josh White, shouts out to Marijuana Maintenance Program, and once with Ty Pond he was at an event in Springfield. Shouts out to Level Up Seed and Garden Supply, and he had some of your products on the table there, trying to show them off. It was a smaller event, but it was I was like, oh, hey, there's like a whole section for soil foods. I remember them from from when I had some donated before. So I'm glad I got to finally meet you guys, for sure.
We're glad to thank you.
We've got some high praise coming up in here. Thanks, Robert. Best product for my plants. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Okay. What's the website? Okay, yes. We just went over that. If you need me to repeat it, let us know. Soilfoods.com, guys. Share a few times. Thanks, Chad. Thank you, guys. I'm not bugging the folks that have been already doing the sharing and liking. I appreciate all of it. We're just, trying to nudge those people that maybe haven't yet. You know what I mean? That's all it is. All right, so we're getting there. Let me see where we're at. 2 entries. That doesn't seem right. Oh, I messed this up then. As long as I messed it. No, I didn't mess it up. Only 2 people have entered. Let me look. I wonder if the giveaway tool became case sensitive. No, I see more than this. The StreamYard giveaway tool has been letting me down lately, for sure, and other people as well. I've seen other people having the same problem. Like, you guys are spelling it right. I'm looking at your spelling. I'm looking at my spelling on the giveaway tool. Dead eye evil. That is our breeder of the month. They call it on Grow Fam Homestead. We do I think 6 shows a week now on the homestead. If you guys didn't know much about the homestead, I'll catch you up real quick. We got our Master Rochi Mondays. We got our Talk It Out Tuesdays. We got We Grow Wednesdays. We got Certified Terpy Thursdays. We've got Fam Fridays. And then we've got Sunday Fun Days with Kim. So we've got a different personality on almost every day of the week. Guys, I see you hashtagging. I'm gonna have. So there's 7 now. It says there's 7. I'm gonna have to refresh. I don't know what else to do there because there's been at least 20 people that hashtagged. That center is a capital I, Stephanie. A capital I. I need to. I'm sorry, guys. You may not know that about their logo. I do apologize, but we're gonna have to redo it then in that case because it did. I realize what it looks like now. That's my fault. I'll have to use a lowercase I. Sorry about that, everyone. Okay, now it says 8. Yeah, so anybody who had typed an L in the center, you just have to retype it with a lowercase I, and I'll fix that on the. Okay, moving on. Business. I love to pick the brains of folks that do business. And your business crosses over both things that I do, this sustainability and trying to actually have a legitimate business. So, with that being said, what's your biggest customer? What do you sell to bait shops? Is it gardens, like big gardens?
We don't sell our worms. So, we've sold to some of our bigger clients are grow shops. We have one in Virginia called Blarney Stone, really great people out in Virginia, the state of Virginia, who buy our products. Ace Hardware, we work with them and sold a bunch of product. We do a lot of individual growers. We have someone who has an actual cannabis farm and they grow commercially, and they bought several pounds of our, lots and lots of our stuff. So I don't know that we have one large client. We've only really been visible for about a year. We have several small clients. We have a lot of small clients too.
That's good. You answered a question. I was thinking, I wonder how long that you've had, SKUs for soil foods. Okay, about a year. Awesome. So for me to already be seeing your stuff out there, that's great. That's quick. For not using the social media and stuff, what do you do? You just know a lot of people, a lot of farmers and such, right?
Well,
we're starting to work with some conventional farmers. We had a farmer who planted a couple plots of sweet corn. So we had a test plot, and he had
5 acres.
Yeah, 5 acres. And so we made some worm tea, and we bought a sprayer, and we sprayed the tea on the corn, about 3 or 4 applications. And this was last summer when it was
dry,
no rain.
drought.
It was like 6 weeks of dry. It was like a desert. And that sweet corn was so delicious. So delicious.
Nice.
And productive. I mean, he had 5 acres, and the acre that we treated outperformed the other 4 acres combined in terms of productivity and how many ears and the kernels on the ears and all of that.
Did you spray it on the corn when there were kernels,
We sprayed it on the ground. Yeah. We sprayed it when it was coming up. Every month we did an application with those guys, and we're going to be working with them again too, and a couple of other conventional farmers.
Ty wants to know if you're in any stores, including, he thinks, Grow 5 Bradley.
We are not in Grow 5 Bradley, but we've talked to them. We need to be in Grow 5 Bradley. You're right, Ty. Thank you for the nudge.
I wonder if Kelly Seed would be interested. Kelly Seed is a really interesting place in Peoria. It's been around 115 years, I believe, way before there was a thing called a grow shop. And it's like everything gardening wise. I mean, all the seeds you can think of. And so that would be a cool place. Maybe I'll give them a call for you, because that would be interesting. I don't know if they even carry worm castings. I see them around, but I worry that like you said in our conversation earlier about
how live the soil is still, as far as like how old it is, how dried out it is, and such. So I worry about that when I go looking at any commercial worm castings. That's why I started making my own.
Right. And what they feed the worms too, right? So sometimes, from a sustainability aspect, it's great. Some worm farms feed garbage, literal garbage, like from grocery stores and stuff, and they compost it. That's wonderful, except can be pesticides on there. There can be tags. There can be, we don't really know what's in there.
Right.
And I love the idea that it doesn't go to waste. It doesn't go to a landfill. And I think that there's a place for that. But, we're very different than many worm farms in terms of like our feed stocks. We call our castings premium because we're not feeding them garbage. We take a lot of time in picking out what they're going to eat. We hand grind the grain. So we love our worms. I mean, we love our worms. We brought some worms actually. Because we think worms have a bad name. People, like you say, that you hear worms and go, ew, they're really beautiful. Without them, we wouldn't live, right? I mean, the whole world would be full of dirt and grime and terrible detritus. The worms eat that and turn it into something beautiful.
Yes, and I want to get into that because we got it. We just scratched the surface about what you feed them. But actually, I'm sorry, guys. It's that time of year and stuff. I gotta just take a quick break to put some of this certified terp stick on. Oh, the smell, that cherry pie just fills my nose. I don't know. That's a big question I should ask. And no offense either direction, honestly. Do you consume cannabis?
Yes. We have consumed cannabis in our time.
I know it doesn't look the prettiest, but this is how I do it. That certified terp stick, which you can get over on thegrowfam.com. We gave away some of those on Monday, a 3-pack to someone actually. But my lips were feeling like, oh my God. But this stuff is super good. I know I was being funny there, but honestly though, like I had to stop. I was like, this stuff, it helps me here and there. So do you grow any cannabis, I should ask?
Not really.
Okay. Have you ever tried or thought of?
Oh, yeah, we have. I mean, we need to get licensed for that.
Right.
What we are doing, I mean, we're not personally, but we're working with some growers who've been more than generous in letting us see their plants, work with their plants, working specifically, with the way different cannabis growers are growing, individual growers and on a larger scale, like we said.
Awesome.
So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy. I wouldn't say controversy. There's a lot of sort of team picking within. I like hydro. I like cocoa core. I like clay pebbles or soil, a half and half mix. I like a lot of perlite in my soil. Everybody has these sort of miracle mixes that they
Right.
think are right. I want to know, can I just grow in worm castings?
No.
Okay.
Short answer, no. You want to tell them why?
Well, basically, you only need 20% of castings to get the full benefit of what the worm castings can do. Anything over that, you're really kind of wasting your money.
I see.
100% worm casting doesn't make your plant grow 3 foot taller than, it's all about the uptake of your plant.
Well, and also worm castings are dense. They're very nutrient dense. So it's not going to burn anything, but when you water them, you need more airspace. Like it's fluffy, but
Right.
it doesn't have any, you don't have the different size aggregates.
What if I had worms in it though?
If you had worms in it, that would be good. That would be helpful. But if you added worms and perlite. So when we sell seeds, we do perlite and worm castings for our seed, maybe some cocoa core if you want. And we mix it up all of the time. The only reason why we say don't just grow straight in worm castings is one, we want people to use worm castings and get the most benefit. And they're expensive. They're expensive for us to do if you do a premium casting. And they're a lot more expensive than buying some perlite and mixing it. But also you don't want to you need more oxygen than you're going to get with pure worm castings. They're pretty dense.
That makes sense. The reason I ask is because some of my viewers that watch my show on Monday would know that I had built this. I used repurposed materials. I had this big dream of like repurposing materials, but then you find out the downside pretty quick, that like sometimes it's more costly to make those repurposed materials clean enough or to reuse whatever it is, wood, and so anyway, I bought a pond liner, and it goes inside of this table that I made, and it's about like a pool table, a little bit skinnier, like about a half a foot skinnier, and it's about 6 or 7 inches deep. So that was my question, because I've been sort of tossing and turning about what to do with it, whether or not to fill it up with and make a floating bed, because I do aquaponics. I don't know if you know much about it with the fish, and actually worms work pretty well in that system. Not the castings necessarily, but it becomes a tea basic. It's still their stuff. Yeah. But this table, I was thinking, because one of the big things we're about to get to is that I want to say this really clearly, everyone. Listen up. Worm castings, and this is, I believe you said, only from earthworms, will repel insects, and we're going to get into the ins and outs of like how much and why. But is that what you said specifically? Worm castings from earthworms only?
Well, right, from earthworms, and there's a variety of different kinds of earthworms.
Oh.
There's earthworms. There's many different species of earthworms. There's the ones, I mean, we won't go into the big scientific names, right? But there's the ones that go deep, like your night crawlers. And then there are worms that like live mid, and there's some worms that are a couple feet long that live like in the Amazon and stuff. It's just nuts. They're like big and round. Our worms that we have are composting worms. So they live on the top of the soil, and they eat on the top of the soil. They don't like to go much more than like 8-10 inches below, and they're thin and they're little. And we
still earthworms.
Yeah, they're still earthworms. They live in the earth. An earthworm is just a soil dwelling worm that slides through the earth and eats there. Yeah,
that's crazy, because when I got into it, I think I told you that I have red wigglers.
That's what we have.
And that's what a lot of people use.
Mm-hmm.
But why would you ever use red wigglers if you can get that insect repellent aspect out of this? Because that blows my mind. I was thinking, what if I had that entire bed that I was just explaining, less than 4 feet, but by 8 feet long, full of these earthworms, and obviously mix in soil, give them a happy home. Right. And maybe have a corner of that bed, sort of a composting corner where I'm mixing in their foods and, whatever it is. What would you say to that? Would you think that would be a bad thing to do, or would you think there would be other insects that might overpower this ability that they have? You know what I mean? Or would it just be a smell issue unless I gave them really good food, which we should get into now, actually. So the smell factor for, say, indoor worm farms and such. Tell us about the cleanliness of the food again and why that's important.
The only smell problem you're going to have is if you overfeed.
And if you're feeding raw food, I mean, I think we need to go first. So if you're like vegetable scraps,
that's what I was getting to. Yeah, because that's what I've been doing. Banana peels, such. Go ahead.
Well, we started doing, large portions of food, and then we started putting them in a food processor, and we realized how fast that they eat it once it's broken down. So that the breaking down of that product allows them to eat quicker, especially if you have a small little hobby farm. It might take 3 weeks to digest a banana, or if you've got a carrot, it might even be in there a month. It's just too hard of a surface because they don't have teeth. And it's going to take a long time for that to decompose and break down. So
I did put some apples in there. Sorry.
Apples rot. They oxidize quickly.
That's true.
Any heavy root, broccoli stems and all the things you would normally cook for a meal, and all your food scraps, you want to break those up, those hard root.
Yeah, the hard things, and if you don't want it to smell. So the earthworms would take care of it over time, or red wigglers because they're composters. But they have small mouths and they don't have teeth, right? Like he was talking about. And so if you have big stuff, it has to decompose by whatever bacteria, fungus, whatever breaks it down, and that's okay. But that's where you get the smell. You get the off gassing in the rotting process.
I
So
see.
we started that way, and there was an odor. Now what we're doing is we compost our feedstock. So we compost our feedstock, which pasteurizes it too, you know, so we kill off pathogens and whatever because it gets up to 180 degrees, all of that, you know.
Right.
So we compost it first and then we feed them the composted food.
Wait, so do you have like an extra oven? Like how do you do that? What are you doing?
Well, we're trying different methods right now.
Well, we've kind of got it down now. We compost outside. I know I'm interrupting you, but you know, that woman talky thing. We compost outside like a compost pile. And then we bought a steamer. We had one made for us actually, a compost steamer.
Compost steamer. Okay.
Yes.
See, I'm just getting into the compost game at all. So you guys, these are like different things. There's worm farmers, and then there's people that are just into composting, which don't even worry about. I mean, they may get worms from, say, a worm farmer, but they're not worried about, you know, propagating worms. So that's crazy because I'm not into that. So you have like a thing that heats it up in order to make it compost faster. That's just, I never knew that until you guys.
Faster. Once it's composted, then we steam it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
No, that's fine. I mean, but we've got multiple steps, right? Not every worm farm does that. You know,
don't tell us don't give us the good stuff. But yeah, you guys, definitely look into this more, guys. If you guys are out there and you're wondering the specifics, and we're not trying to take their secret sauce out there, because it is a formula. Just make no mistake. Think about FOOP, the FOOP formula. Think about, the Wizard Tea, the Grow Fam Homestead. You can get it on the homestead.com. I'm sorry, the growfam.com. But you think about those things as a formula, and that's their bread and butter. That's their business. And you've already heard enough that to tell that they go the extra mile, extra steps, more like above organic even. And that's funny because the whole label of certified organic, it's really just it's just sort of a money grab, like, because there are methods beyond that or even more clean. Do you have is there a label for have you found this out within the worm castings business? Is there a certified organic label, or is there
it's like with the soil, it's an OMRI
that
you can get, and we will work toward that, but we're not too hung up.
I'm against it.
Okay. We also hand grind, I mean, just so that you kind of know, like, so we compost organic matter, we steam it, and then we also have what we call worm chow. Purina, don't be mad at us. But we grind up organic grains and we add some other special things like some grit. We add some minerals.
Don't tell me.
Okay, we do. We add some minerals. I'm not afraid. It's so much work. Who's going to, you want to start a worm farm? God love you.
True. Touche.
Right? But they have a gizzard. Worms have a gizzard, so they need grit. We also feed them paper. So we feed them a good, clean paper because they need that fiber, and that also helps with the mycorrhizal fungi. So it's not, we really think about what we're feeding so that when you get the worm castings, like somebody said, best stuff, we're working toward the best stuff. We're probably always going to try to improve and find something better, but most importantly, when you buy a bag of our castings, we want them to be alive. We want them to be healthy. We want them to smell good. We want somebody to take our castings and use it with FOOP, for example, because one natural product and another, they work symbiotically. That works symbiotically. So you can, I wouldn't use a lot of synthetics because our microbes help plants uptake the nutrients, and it can burn them if you're using synthetics. But like with FOOP, that would be a match made in heaven, if you ask me.
So that is exactly the point. A lot of growers don't get is that you can have healthy living soil, healthy worm castings. You can get FOOP, but then you might go wrong by grabbing something that's heavy in salts, you know, and that when we say non-organic, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not clean. It means that there's well, typically the heavy salts is a big one for the non-organic method, because I've heard that the non-organic stuff you might have things like pharmaceutical grade. It's cleaner than food grade, right? But that doesn't mean that it's going to be working well with other living things, like such as microbes, right? So yes, things like FOOP, which is organic, would work great with the worms and the worm castings. Work both actually with the live worms too. Because I'm much more interested in growing with both. You know, I want some worms in my pot. You know, not my cannabis, but my cannabis's pot. Anyway, get it. So yeah, that's the thing that that a lot of people go wrong with. They sort of intermix, and I did that in the beginning. I had to use whatever it is. Is this some kind of nutrients? I don't have anything else. Here it is, and you know, I just was trying to do whatever I could to get a plant all the way through to harvest. So anyway, awesome guys, awesome. I want to probably do this spin here, and again, I want to make sure you guys know that you're able to leave anytime you want. I think there's a wealth, and we could get into it for a long time, I think. But as far as tips for new people, start thinking about that. I'm going to start talking to everybody about this giveaway here, this awesome DEADIEVOL Genetics, and I think we're going to play a quick clip from our folks at FOOP while I get this giveaway going here. Let me find it. I know I have some good commercials in here. Oh, here it is. Check this out, guys. While you get that hashtag in and hit the like button and share us out. 35 likes. Come on, guys. Let's get up to the 100. If we can get up to 100 people, we can give away a Grow Fam hat that's been engraved by your boy Grassroots. So let's get going and watch this commercial. All right, Ty, I see that, duly noted, brother. I will say that with any product, you should probably watch the pH. I don't know. There are some things, I guess, that maybe you don't have to watch as much, but then you might be looking into that less organic scenario, because like with well, I mean, if you're gardening outside, you guys garden outside. Do you grow anything inside at all? House plants?
Yeah, we grow a lot of
A lot
things
of house
inside.
plants.
Okay. So do you do like pH checks and things like that on your water? Because inside it's a little different, obviously.
Well, we used to do pH checks, but now we have a water system, so we know what our water is all the time. You know, our water is good, and we use worm castings, and worm castings naturally level out the pH. That's something else that they do, because
Really?
they do. If you have good water and worm castings, you're pretty much great. We are going to be starting with some kits, and in our kits, we're going to put pH strips just so people can get used to their water. And, you know, non-chlorinated water is really important, because chlorine kills microbes, right? Which is great.
Right.
We're not getting E. coli when we have a glass of water.
I see.
But we want to keep our microbes alive for FOOP and for us.
So for all our outdoor gardening, we have inline filters in our garden hoses.
So I have a pH filter too, or not pH filter, but a RO system.
Okay.
But my water still comes out at 7.0. It's not. It doesn't lower. It may have lowered the pH at some point, but it didn't. It doesn't go lower than 7. So I guess maybe I have hard water. But so I have to pH almost immediately, or if I put it in the aquarium at 7, and the fish just jack it up to 8.5, like immediately. And so I'm constantly using this brand. So Ty has something Here, let me read it. Ty, I see you, bro. As long as your pHing FOOP is magnificent, and Sydney and Ed, it works magnificent with soil food. Worm castings, yeah. Like
He's doing both. That's cool.
yeah, he's doing them both. Yeah, I think it would because I do. I've. It's funny when as I found the company of FOOP, like I'm like, yeah, I got fish poop right here, and it's like they're using it they're doing this massive scale where I am only dreaming of because I have this tank full of guppies. Like there's probably 200 guppies just swimming around this crazy tank. And so I'm getting there, but yeah, definitely like to see the stuff that works well together and it's super simple. One ingredient.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Easy. And that's the thing. I think, especially in the cannabis industry, what we're learning. Can I go off on a tangent?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Can I smoke can I do a dab while we hang out? Have you ever seen a dab?
You want?
I'll just put it right through my nose. I'm kidding.
No, but I mean, I feel like in the cannabis community, so many people are marketed so much stuff. I mean, there's just so much money being spent, so much stuff. I see it in gardening too, but especially in the cannabis community. And that's why I've been working with cannabis growers because it just breaks my heart. It's like you're spending all of this money and these things are interacting and they're negatively interacting, or, you shouldn't have this with that. It's doing this with the pH, it's doing that. And for us, it's like, look, do what you're doing and just add some castings. Just add some castings. You're not going to burn your plant unless you're using synthetics, because it could make it take up the synthetics more. But otherwise, no. That's the other only way.
Huh. It could it's sort of like speed up the process that it's taking up the nutrients because of that difference in the chemical breakdown between between organic to synthetic. I could see that.
Well, because organically it comes up into the plant, right? And typically there are microbes unless you have a super sterile situation, and then it's a different uptake. But the symbiotics of the microbes, like plants' roots produce sugars to attract microbes to them because the microbes actually eat nutrients in the soil, and what they produce, their poo, the plants can easily uptake. So it becomes bioavailable. So anything that's natural and organic goes through this little cycle with the microbiology and stuff. And that's a beautiful way for plants to grow. Plants that are grown organically, like the corn we talked about. That farmer had corn, and his grandson just graduated. He just graduated from University of Illinois Ag thing. And he's like, Grandpa, what are you putting on? What product is this?
That corn so
because it was like a green-blue color. Well, the difference is because it was naturally through that process, and the nutrient uptake was better, and it was getting what it needed at each level of its grow, whether it needed more nitrogen, whether it needed more phosphorus and potassium, because it was going into its bloom and fruit phase for the corn. And I know it's very similar for cannabis. And the more we're learning about cannabis and working with cannabis is a plant like other plants. And we're going to learn so much more, you guys. And we will be growing as soon as we get our license. Just for educational purposes, really, because we want to produce the best products for the canna world that we can. Not the best products, best system for you guys.
Well, both. I mean, like think about cannabis as the next up and coming mainstream for use of it, because farmers, a lot of times they are kind of stuck in their ways. They have these liquids they just want. I mean, I guess I don't, the worm tea is great, but I don't know of any farms like on a massive scale that would take the time to do it right like that and actually use something organic. And they would just go to whatever Monsanto or something.
We're trying to make it easier.
It's just really difficult. They're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place because.
All right, fine. Give them an out, Ed. Fine.
Well, it's a risk. It's a big risk. The profit margins are not that big.
And they haven't been trained in that either. So, but I think a lot of farmers are really looking for something different, especially in Illinois, because our soils are dying here and they're getting toxic here. And even the most conventional, multi-generational conventional farmer is waking up to the fact that they're spending a ton of money on chemicals and their soil is dead. And that's not so cool. So
I've seen
we have a lot of hope for that.
I've seen the side by side of the soil between a regenerative farmer and a commercial farmer, and just the difference of the richness of the regenerative. Cheers, everybody! We're 4 minutes until the California 7:10. So cheers, and yes, I'm glad to know that you're kind of curious.
Well, it's just just think of your own body. You are what you eat. So you start getting good soil. Your plants are going to be healthier. You're going to be healthier eating great fruit.
Well, not just great fruit, but also like cows, or if you're a meat eater too. We eat meat. We're omnivores. Sorry if you're not. No offense to anybody.
I think we should eat more meat. Period. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, but whether you're a vegetarian, a pescatarian, or whatever, everything that eats plants, pretty much, or microbiology. Even carnivores eat something that had a plant, right? So the lion eats the antelope that was grazing on the grass. And so that grass goes into that lion. It's just like when we eat a burger or that chicken, depending upon what it's been fed, it's going into you and feeding you too. So our grains are really important.
A lot of farmers that are raising cattle now are starting to graze. They're taking their properties, they're margining, and they're cutting off certain sections, and they're letting the cows just feed off the native grasses. They poo in those very grasses, which fertilizes the grass seeds, and they're starting to see quail, they're starting to see wild game again.
And worms come into the poo.
Worms, all the that you could creates a good ecosystem for.
Yeah, when there's good shit to be had, the worms come for it. I hear. But what I wonder though is like poop, human poop is mostly made of bacteria. So worm castings, I don't know. You must know what it is. It's not. I mean, is it very similar to other poops? Besides the nitrogen differences, obviously you can't grow food with
protein.
Well, they do eat protein.
A little bit. They're eating
see.
mostly vegetable matter and
and
vegetation on the forest floor and things like that.
Okay, and that actually brings us back to the dead bugs and why they produce that insect repellent. I thank you for bringing that up because if you guys think about it, and she explained this to me, and I'll try to regurgitate it today. So the bugs that die on the soil or in the soil, they have their exoskeleton, the chitin or the chitin, whatever you want to call it.
Chitin.
And is it chitin or chitin?
Chitin.
Yes. I know this from video games. Sometimes you have these, you can make armor from the bugs and things. Anyway, the chitin that the worms are able to digest or compost gives them the ability to create a scent, I guess, being put off to the
enzyme. It's an enzyme they create in their gut and that comes out in their poop.
Yes, and that repels them because they can smell it.
Well, they know it's there. It's called chitinase. It irritates their skin, and if it's like a piercing, sucking animal, if the plant takes it up. So say you have your cannabis plant or your tomato plant or whatever plant, and you put the worm castings on and water it in really good, the plant will uptake the chitinase into its cell walls. And a lot of plants have a little bit, but they like that because it's natural insect repellent. So they crave that chitinase. Then you've got a sucking, piercing, a nasty spider mite or whitefly or any sucking, piercing, bug. Mm-hmm. They suck that up and they get that chitinase and they'll run away. They'll either run away or they'll die. They'll dissolve from the inside out. I mean, it's a really powerful thing. So there's natural chitinase in the soil if you're in an outdoor soil because there's some worms out there have it. But when you have it, we've got a bowl right here that, we're going to show you.
Here, I'll pull you up. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
here, I'll pull you up now. Yeah.
If you put 2 tablespoons around your plant, that's significantly more than they're getting naturally. So that's a significant boost of that chitinase into the plant. And it doesn't affect bees, you guys. That's a really cool thing too, because Mother Nature is smart, and bees and butterflies are pollinators.
I'm
So,
sorry. Hang on. This is the thing that I was using is gone now. So sorry about that.
oh, no worries.
They're
I get
pollinators.
this. Yeah. So,
So go ahead.
go ahead. No, you go
Well,
ahead.
if you were to make a worm tea and put it in your garden sprayer, spray all around your plants, that's going to be like a coat of armor for your plants. It's going to also uptake from the tea as well as in the soil, but it's also a little sticky. So
Okay.
when we had these Asian beetles last summer,
Japanese bees.
Japanese beetles, sorry, they were loving the blackberry bushes, so we just got out the garden sprayer and we sprayed those. You know, you have to respray obviously if it's going to rain
With the worm tea.
with the worm tea, and it just cut down the amount of chewing and gnawing. Yeah, they were still there. It's not 100% guaranteed, but you're not spraying your plants with 7.
And it's like 90%.
Right.
You know, you might lose some fruit, but you're not going to lose all. And if you spray it where it's been sprayed, they won't go. So, you know, that's just a.
Yeah, they'll just run up. These beetles will just run up to the top to try to get away from it. It's really tricky.
Wow. So I wonder if the worm tea then would be sort of a good foliar
It is.
It is.
for cannabis in veg mode and veg stage before you flip it.
Right. If you want to spray your cannabis, I know a lot of people don't because they don't want to get, you know, they don't want their buds to get wet depending upon where you're at in your grow.
Yeah, some people are worried too much about stuff.
But you don't have to do a foliar spray. If you're growing indoors, you can just put it on the plant. It'll uptake it up. Outdoors is more of a risk, you know.
Huh. Yeah, because you're a bigger plant, I guess, and you have more hardier outside pests. Maybe what would be the
Well, yeah, because there's just more pests, you know,
more different one. Yeah, that's true.
than there is, and so there's more risk, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're feeding them, like we grow organically, and we really don't have a pest problem at all, at all. And some people who use our castings now, and I say our castings because worm castings are great, but not all worm castings are created equal, and not all worm castings are alive. Not all worm castings are even really mostly worm castings. They could throw something else in when you get them in the bag. So just be careful, guys. It's not about buy our worm castings. Of course, we hope you do, but you know, when you're looking at worm castings, open up a couple different bags. Ask if you can look at them. If they're not alive, you know, if they're not moist, if they're dry, or if they're sopping wet, if they stink, if they're anaerobic, don't put that on there because that's bad. They shouldn't be stinky at all.
Yeah, because people are like, well, it's worm poop, so that's probably fine, you know?
Right, yeah, no.
And sometimes when you go to these stores, you see, you know, if you're a frequent shopper at some of these stores, you'll see these worm castings have been on the shelf for 6 months to a year. That's it.
And they'll be selling them for like
That's
$1
not gonna
a pound. Well, I can guarantee you they're not composting and steaming and feeding organic grains, right? They're in a plastic bag, so they're dead.
Yeah.
You know, microbiology needs air and water unless it's anaerobic, and anaerobic stuff you don't want on your soil.
So we think of it like, you know, you're not going to buy a bag of apples and then eat them next year, right? You're going to have to eat those right away before they go bad. So we try to we're sending out our worm castings as fresh as possible.
Yeah,
Right
we
on.
bag when they're ordered.
Yeah.
Like the week they're ordered, they're bagged.
They're
We
not
keep them
sitting
in-
right.
Yeah.
They're not sitting in a store. They're not sitting in a transfer station. You know.
So what do you do if you say have a product that's older than what you want to sell? What would you do with it? Put it back into a bin of other worm castings and of like fresh ones, and maybe like mix it in, like re-amend it, or what?
We would probably throw it out, you know, out into like a garden bed. We wouldn't waste it, but like when we have it, we've got 10,000 pounds of castings right now. And we have it, I think we sent you a picture, but in one of those big bags, you know.
Pull some up here. Go ahead.
So when we after it's processed, we sift it, to get the worm casting texture that's like coffee grinds. Then we put it in big bags and we keep the temperature and the moisture level good so everything stays alive. So it could stay alive like that because we could toss in, a little bit of microbe food and it'll stay alive like that almost indefinitely. It's only when it
Dries out
or is exposed to, UV radiation, like if you had it in the sun, even if you're wetting it, but you don't, for long periods of time.
Yes,
there we go.
I totally get it because
Those are our worm beds.
so that's the bed. Okay, yeah, I didn't see the.
Bed.
Let me
These are
look
called
here.
CFTs, continual flow through. Wait, I got the acronym wrong, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I know you sent me more pictures. I only see maybe they all didn't download. Let me flip through and I'll show you what I found here. Let's go with this way. There's a handsome man right there.
There's that handsome man.
Oh man, he's got the tool belt going. He's got fancy pants on even, and like that's a good space you got too. That's a nice space.
Those are great work vests, by the way.
Oh, hey, that's our family.
You said what?
Beds.
Well, I'm sorry, Ed. What you said?
Oh, see, yeah, I'm just bragging on the wife. She got me this work vest, so that's basically like there's no belt and suspenders, and there's no.
It doesn't hurt his back.
Pressure on your head. So
I like that.
It's more like a vest.
Yes,
weight's distributed so well. I mean, now that I'm wearing that, I've had that for about 2 years. I need to get a new one, but man, it's just perfect.
I thought there was something weird about it. I was like, "What's going on there?" But it looked like you just had these pockets hanging down, But that looks awesome. And so those are the worm bins. I'm taking it right.
Right.
Yeah, that's the worm bin.
So then you had some folks here.
That's our family. That is the core soil food group. To the left, that's our son Luke.
He's on the.
Right there. That's Luke, and Anna, and of course me and Ed and Rob. That's Rob. So that's our soil food family. And these bags in that picture, that's our finished castings, and we keep them in there. If you look, you can tell it's in an insulated room. So we have that insulated so we can control the heat, humidity, and all of that.
Nice.
And we've been to places, worm farms, where they keep their castings outdoors in the sun and then they bag them up. And we've got nothing for love for anybody who has worms. And those worm castings are better than not having any worm castings. But it's not that premium product that is kept at a temperature, that's kept at a moisture level. We have a gentleman who, what his job was to go around manufacturing plants and make sure that everything was running under an SOP.
Right.
And he comes in once a week and checks our stuff and is working with us on that. And so, I mean, I'm only saying that because we're really proud of our worm farm. We'd like for anybody to take a look at it. We're looking forward to growing, Waylon. But
well, you're doing half the that's not to interrupt, but like that's having an enclosed space to do that, because especially in Illinois, you got to have a pretty secluded area to grow outside, so at least legally away from the neighbors and whatnot. But this is like half the battle to grow, like a grow room indoors. But to go back to your point about the extra effort you go through to temperature control this. Not only is it a good practice for the quality of the product, but you're also getting longevity out of this. You're getting, you're getting more points of sale, like more points of interest about the product because of this, the way you're doing it. There's a lot of good reasons to be doing those extra steps that people a lot of times want to cut the corner from because, it might save money doing this, might save money getting, but really those are bragging rights. Those are extra points of I don't know, point of sale doesn't sound right. There's another term, but you get my drift. It's like those are extra points of interest of the product. And anyway, I'm rambling, but yeah, it's awesome. And then we got
one of the comments there, Cheryl Briggs.
Okay, let me.
Sorry,
Shane.
no, Shane. I'm sorry. Anyway, she makes a really good point about.
Shane.
I'm sorry. I just can't see that well. Anyway, that's a really good point about keeping the worm castings moist.
Yeah, don't let them dry
I'm
out.
looking for his comment here. Was it this one about with Justin here? Okay.
Oh no, it's above. Shane Briggs, one above. Don't let living organic soil dry out. That'll kill the microbes. Exactly.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. So if you were to buy 3 pounds from us, which is not a lot, that needs to stay moist. And so you can leave it in the bag in a, obviously a cool, dry area, just like a cold cellar. Or if you put it in a 5-gallon bucket because you're using it and you're not going to use it right away, just get a can and just get some water in a spritzer, obviously,
and keep it moist.
Chlorine-free water, and just spray it.
And that way you
keep it moist and keep it hydrated.
Keep it hydrated. And that's just like what we're doing, right? You saw our big bags. Mm-hmm. We keep big volumes, and that way we can control the moisture level, and we can make sure that they're getting plenty of oxygen, all that. But at home, it's the same thing.
So there's our worm sifter. It's called a Brockman worm sifter.
Wait, I saw this guy on Gold Rush, Alaska.
Oh, yeah? She's awesome.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, you could do that. Yeah.
It looks like a whatever.
Yeah. Right. We're panning gold, man. We are panning.
We are panning gold.
Yeah.
Black gold. Or dark brown gold, really, but yeah.
Actually, and I don't let me forget to get into how do worms work with mushrooms and mycelium and stuff, because that's something that, if you were to describe what's under our feet, like it's a whole nother world for about 10 feet, there's something else. There's all this other. Yeah, there's stories made of it, video games made of it, cartoons of worms and things, because it's such an unknown sort of world to us at this the micro level, although not unknown to people like such as yourself or scientists or anyone that studies it. But my point is, worms and mushrooms have to be pretty good. Like, they must eat mushrooms. Is that it, or no? They just leave it alone?
Of course, they'll eat mushrooms, and the mycorrhizal fungi will eat the nutrition in worm castings, and they benefit from the microbes in the worm castings. And when I say nutrition, it's not like we're adding extra nutrients, right? It is what it is, but it's a balanced NPK. But more than that, it's all the enzymes and all the stuff that you can only find in the gut of a worm. And mushrooms, love it. Good gut.
Guys, we're going to get this DEADIEVOL Genetics going real soon. We're at 77 people in the house on the Facebook side, guys. Keep it up. If we get up to 100, then we will do another giveaway for a engraved hat from thegrowfam.com, made by Grassroots. We're at 44 likes. Get up to 50 likes. Come on, guys. Let's get up there and share it out if you could, and tag some friends. If you haven't watched the video from the beginning, you definitely want to go back and watch this one, guys. If you don't know much about worms, this is just going to make you more interested. So definitely want to check it out. Let me see what this next one is. I think there's only one or maybe two left. For some reason, I don't think they all downloaded. So this is your barn. Is there a horse in there?
It's a Cleary horse barn, and that's what we're using right now.
It's a nice space.
It's a really nice space. It's not large enough, though. We're going to have to expand. I mean, it's a big barn, but we're looking for about 10,000 square feet and about 10 acres. So that'll be our next move. Will be that.
Living soil. So why is it that I feel like I'm being unusual for wanting to have the worms with the worm castings and the soil? Why would someone not want worms in there?
There's no real reason not to want worms in your soil, unless.
What about potatoes? Do they eat potato? Do they worms go worm? Do they worm through a potato?
not the type of worms that we have. There are worms like a boring worm, because there's pest worms, right? But we're not talking about them. We're talking about earthworms, right? And we're talking about red wiggler composting worms, and they're not going to eat through your vegetables or your cannabis roots, or
There was another one, but for some reason I can't get to that. Hang on, go back to this. You had the first picture that I showed was the worm bin. We looked at that for a minute. I apologize. I just want to make sure I got everything that you had sent me. I swear there was no. Okay, no. Okay.
Do you want to see some worms?
Yeah, let's see some worms, and we'll do the spin here soon, guys. I'm really hoping we get up to the up to that 100 marks. I'd love to give a Grow Fam hat away that's got that engraving done from Grassroots Digital Design. Wouldn't that be sweet, guys? Let's do this.
I don't know if we're going to be able to see the worms really well. We're on our computer, not on a phone, but we'll see what we can do.
I see. You could also take a video with your phone and send it to me, and I could pull that up.
Oh yeah, but I think it'd be kind of fun to do it. Here, I need that bowl.
Oh, you're going to do this.
Yeah. So we brought some of our worms.
Light up a little bit.
I'll bring a bowl. I'm going to bring them here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, Justin. Help me out, bro. Let's tag them in, share them out. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button on both sides. My page, Waylon the Indoor Farmer, and Grow Fam Homestead. Share them both out, and that will help us get some more people in. I don't mean, share them to places that you can't share them to. Share them to wherever you're allowed or whatever. But if you share them both, maybe it would help. I don't know.
I don't know if you can see them or not. I'm trying to get there.
Yes, we'll
can
get
you
you
see
up
the
there.
code on there? What we want to show
screen.
you. Whoops. Yeah. Go back to Ed. Can you get the light back on there, please? There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Oh,
I
yes.
want you to look and see the color. If you can see, some of them almost look like they're mahogany colored.
Yes.
And they're very, very, we take a lot of pride. You can sometimes see red wigglers that.
Up a little higher, please. Sorry.
Yeah. That look pale. They look, just not healthy. And a good red wiggler composting worm should be about the color of mahogany wood. And they're not a real big worm. They're not like a big fat worm. They're thin. I mean, you raise them. How are you?
Those look like there's a lot more there in concentration from what it's in my bin, but yes.
Well, if anybody ever comes to our bin, and we'll take some better videos too, but if anybody ever comes to, our bins, we've got about 4 million worms. And the concentration, you lift your hand down and they're just really thick. So
1,000 worms will multiply into about 1 million worms in 1 year.
If they have a good environment and healthy food.
I think that's my problem, is that I'm giving them whole food. No offense to Whole Foods, but that's what it is. I'm throwing in cannabis leaves, just fresh off the plant when I'm doing trims, digging a hole, shoving it in there, burying it up. And, and I've been showing it off on my, I do a show on Monday, which is the first reason that I started doing podcasting, was just to kind of start to learn how to grow some of my own food, become more sustainable in general. Of course, it's always a road to go in that direction. But I decided to make a show to sort of show people, a newbie that kind of trying to figure it out, and maybe bring some more people along with me. And I ended up sort of attracting people who already know how to grow. In the comments, they're throwing out, tidbits and tips. And then people who don't, they're sort of grow curious and they're trying to figure out what's happening. And maybe they started it. I've gotten people to grow. So it's been a wild ride, but I've been showing this worm bin off and on. And I've more or less not been doing anything with it except watching my food disappear. And I have these blocks of cocoa core on the top. Okay. And so those dry up, and as they dry, I use the spoon. I kind of break it up and keep the top covered, sort of a layer of cocoa core. And I use RO water, get them RO water. and that's it. I throw my veggies and scraps in there. I even threw some eggshells in there, not whole eggs, but eggshells.
Okay. Well, do you have a food processor at home?
I don't.
Do you have a blender?
I did, but I made too many frozen
smoothies.
Smoothies, yeah. I burn them up quick that way. I don't know. I need to get something.
How deep is your worm bin at home?
It's pretty. Actually, I'd have to measure, but it's a good 2 feet deep. It's a bigger. It's like a Foot Locker, but deeper than that a little bit. It's a bigger sort of, one of these bins, plastic bins. Yeah. And so I'm not gathering any liquid out of it or anything like that.
You got holes in the bottom for drainage?
No.
Yeah.
Well, check your humidity. Do you have like a
dehumidifier?
A humidity sensor?
Oh,
humidity probe.
I have like in the air, but not a probe. I need to. I need to be checking that out. So what I do is I dig a hole, and when I find worms, I'm like, okay, they're still alive. I did something right.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot more to this. All right. So I need to write these things down. So I need to be able to check humidity at the bottom. So what I do is I don't give them a ton of water all the time. I give them like once a week, maybe once every couple of weeks. We'll spray like a couple of cups of RO water, like measuring cupfuls. And so not much. And then I also kind of rely on the liquids from those foods that are still fresh. They're pretty moist. If I may say so, but that's the thing about the bottom. I knew that you didn't want to let it build up with moisture down there, but I guess I need to put some holes in it.
Well, you don't have to, so long as you just check and make sure. If it gets wet at the very bottom, you don't want your good castings to go anaerobic on you, right? You don't want them sitting in
they would die. They would drown, I guess. What is that?
Well, the worms won't, but the
bacteria.
They're going to self-regulate.
The worms live on the top part of the soil. They don't live down deep. The ones that you have, you've got red wigglers. They live on the top, 6 to 8 inches of the soil.
And you made a comment, when we were before the podcast yesterday, that you're not seeing as many babies as you once started. So means that your population is, growing beyond the size of your bin.
Well, not if he doesn't have a lot of worms.
Well, I know, but I mean, they're only going to populate as large as the area that you're giving them to populate. So if you have, a Rubbermaid tub, you may only have 20,000 worms in there, or maybe less.
I don't know. I'd have
a bunch of worms.
I could go pick them out, but I would tell you that I probably would, if I had to guess, it would be less, a couple hundred in there, maybe.
We can give you a formula, another time, like when we're on the podcast, where you can kind of take a look and see your worms. And you're only in Peoria. I don't know if you ever get to the Springfield area. We could even give you some of what we call our worm chow, because it makes our worms very amorous. Worms are hermaphroditic, so they have both eggs and sperm in them, right?
Right.
All they have to do is rub up against each other and exchange their sperm sacs, and everybody gets pregnant. Which, if you're a worm farmer, you want that, right? So you want them healthy, you want them amorous, you want them thriving and in a good environment. So
I see.
Every month they're going to lay about 3 eggs, and every egg's going to have 2 or 3 worms in it.
Where's mine?
So does anybody have questions about specifically worm castings in cannabis that they'd like to ask? Because I know
there may have been that I missed, guys. I'll say that right now ahead of time. It's been very good, informative, and I'm trying to pay attention and write down notes. So I hope you all were too. But yes, make sure if you wrote down any questions, bring them out now. Sorry, I did cut you off one more time. I apologize. But we're sitting at 75 people, 25 people, and we can give away a personalized engraved hat for the Grow Fam made by Grassroots. You can buy them on the growfam.com. You can use code WTIF10 to get 10% off. What else? You can also win growfam.com. The growfam.com gift codes, or we call it store credit codes from the Indoor Farmer game night. Guys, we had a pretty fun game night over on Sunday, so you guys would probably be interested. I don't know if you like game shows. I sort of do it's kind of a game. I have subscribers over on my locals community, which is sort of it's a website kind of like, Subscribe Star or Patreon or, these other ones. And so locals.com is where I have mine. And we came up with this thing called game night. And so we get there's up to like 20 different sponsors now that get in on it. And we have fun. We play games and win prizes on Sundays. That's fun. So Jason says, could I mix your soil with Fox Farm Ocean Forest without harming the worms?
That's a great question, Jason. You can absolutely mix. It's not, you might get some worm eggs, but really we're selling worm castings. So it's the worm poop, and the worm poop with the soil is going to work great together. And then if you have some eggs once in a while, like you'll see, they look like little bitty lemons. And if they pop open and you get some worms in your soil, which is great, think of that as an added bonus. Your soil, they'll be happy with that soil.
So that's another thing. I guess I should ask, where would one get specific eggs if I want to get, that begs a follow-up question. Can I get these upper earthworms or higher level? I don't know how to word it, but these earthworms that go to a more shallow depth, do they live well with the red wigglers? And where can I get the eggs?
Red wigglers, they are the shallow depth ones. They are the composting worms. Red wigglers are composting worms. There's different species of worms. There's like deep dwellers and mid-levels.
Right.
That's like a huge class, right? If we wanted to talk about worms. But
I just want the what you called it, and I didn't write it down, the repellent aspect of things. I'm gonna get that with red wigglers. You're
gonna get that with red wigglers.
That's what I've been worried about this whole time. I thought I have the wrong worms, you guys.
And that is the insect repellent you're talking about. And if you're interested, there's all sorts of there's lots of scientific papers about it, however sciencey you want to get. And then there's less scientific papers about it, but the results, you'll be blown away. But it's chitinase. That's the enzyme that's in the gut of the earthworm. I mean, it's in other places too, but it's really dense and high level in the earthworm gut, and therefore in the earthworm poo.
So, and that's the reason. One of the reasons that I was worried is because I found what looked like maybe small mites in my worm bin, and then someone had told me that there is such a thing as a soil mite, and there also are roly-polies in my bin, which are fairly decent size even. And so you had talked to me about there are some that don't. There are a few that kind of get around or adapt to that chitinase, but those two things that I just mentioned are fairly they're I don't know if I would say beneficial, but they're not going to harm my soil.
They're not going to harm it. And one of the reasons why you have those is that roly-polies are attracted to rotting vegetation too, right? They like that. So you've got apples and your vegetable scraps are in your worm bin. So other things are going to be attracted to that. And, you can't worry too much about it. Especially in the home application. That's how we started too. We started doing the exact same thing. And a lot of commercial worm farmers, are just feeding vegetable scraps. Some compost them, some don't. I have like a really strong sniffer, and that's probably more information than you wanted to know, but I don't like super foul smells. So, our worm castings smell good. They smell fresh. We had a 9-year-old come in and he's like, oh, it smells so fresh in here. And that just, it's like, yes, it does smell fresh and clean.
There's something very tactile when you're putting your hands in these worm castings. You just know that there's life in there.
It's just like, it's good.
Yeah.
I did the test as soon as I got off the phone. I went in there. Yeah, I got in there deep, and I was like, doesn't smell that bad. I don't mind it. But maybe it's because kind of like Fat Bastard said in Austin Powers, everybody likes the smell of their own brand, and it's like, I don't know. Or no, he says everybody likes their own brand. And I'm like, well, maybe because I've been living amongst this, it's in my basement. Maybe I just don't notice, but I did get in there. I was like, it smells kind of, it smelled kind of like a clean dirt, or sort of like just smelled sort of earthy. I gave it an A. I mean, maybe not. It may not be an A plus, but for my schnoz, I gave it a pass. So,
well, and that's important. Then I mean, our nose kind of tells us if it's not healthy. I mean, and like a good rotting manure or compost has a smell, but if it's off, you can smell that too. Anybody who's ever had that?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's a good call. I probably would have noticed, but I do have other pest issues here and there, and sometimes it's because I have dogs. They bring some things in on their coats, and so I'm working on really dialing in one area of my basement so that it's fully sealed, and there's an intake and an out a blower out of the. There's another word I can't think of, but anyway, the air is all circulated properly and cleaned and filtered and all that. So it's going to be much more scientific-y, but at the same time, the cannabis seems to be, and some people might disagree with me, but the cannabis seems to be a lot more finicky than edible food, or not edible. Cannabis is edible, but than other sort of veggies and herbs. I didn't have a problem with any pests until I started dealing with cannabis, but that's a lot my own fault. Mishandling of soil. I was reusing soil, thinking that it's I have it in a bin and it's dried out, and I'm thinking I can just re-amend it with the water coming from the fish tank with some live microbes and all this, but I didn't cook it. I didn't do anything to get anything bad out of it, And so there's these little things. I'm thinking I'm being organic. I'm thinking that I'm being I'm having good practices of reusing, recycling and this and that. But really, I think maybe I caused my own issues. But that's why I bought. I've been showing it off on my show, and I tried ladybugs. I love these ladybugs. Actually, I really appreciate ladybugs now. But then I went to predatory mites. I finally got them.
Yeah.
Finally got them today. I have a little vial there. I did look close enough. I found one moving. I'm like, all right, at least one of them was live and out of the 2,000, because we just had freezing temperatures, and it was supposed to get here last Wednesday. So I'm really worried about that. I need to get them out there. Anyway, my point is I'm diving right into that worm bin, and I'm going to be getting a nice helping of worm castings for each of my plants. For any area that because all that, it's mostly anything with soil. I don't see them elsewhere typically. So it's the problem. Go ahead.
Oh no.
I thought you were trying to come in. No, that's cool though. I'm going to get this giveaway going. I thought we could get up to that 100 mark. We hit 77, I think was the high, but I appreciate everybody's effort. And I see you, Eric, over on the Rumble. I do see another Rumbler, American Shitbag. I don't necessarily know you, but that's interesting to find new people over there on the Rumble. Awesome. That's his name. Seems like you think highly of yourself. Okay, so make sure I got all the points of that I wanted to get to. Oh yeah, as far as the newbie tips go, are you thinking of making a kit that you could sell to people?
Yeah, we are. We're working on that right now.
Cool.
Just to make it easy, because again, especially in the cannabis community, and we're working with a lot of different growers, like I said, on different levels, and they're letting us grow their plants, to be honest with you, but we don't have a license. So we're learning. And for the newbies, I would just like them to be able to keep it simple. And I know the cannabis is a little bit trickier, but what we're finding is if you have, just a really healthy, firm foundation in your soil, your cannabis plant is going to do great. It'll be able to weather the storm, so to speak. So I think a lot of problems is just maybe the pH is wrong frequently we're hearing that, or there's so many different products on the market that a lot of new canna growers are doing too much of, this and this and this and this, trying to do all the right things because somebody said this and somebody else said that. I'm not being really clear, but I think you all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, totally.
It's overwhelming. And so we want to do a kit so that from seed starting, if they start seeds from seed all the way to harvest, they could have what they need. So when they're in bloom time, when they're in flower, when you're in seed, if you're doing clones, and we're using, a lot of science and also a lot of trial and error with a lot of different people working with us, which is great. We're appreciating that. And if you're working with another organic product like FOOP, people love FOOP, good product. You can do a good organic product in conjunction. It's not like we're saying, don't use anybody else's stuff. That's not true. I mean, we are not a fish poop. We don't have fish poop in our product, and we think that there's
Worms love fish poop. I'll be honest. I know.
Yeah, they do. They do love fish poop, and plants love fish poop and worm poop. Woo! And they have different, they've got different properties to them, and they'll be beneficial. So those are two things that I'd like newbies to know. And I think you just have to go to someone who you trust. And like with us, we love it that you are growing a worm farm. We would like to help anybody who wants to have their own little personal worm farm. We're happy to help you grow your worms. You don't have to buy our castings. Just try to be a little bit more organic if you can be, because your plants are going to thrive. And I feel like foods are being ripped off. And when we went into some of these places and saw all these different products and all the different stuff in it, and, I'm kind of a soil science nerd, right? And I'm reading all the things. And I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? And then this and then that, and then want this to go with that. And then people's plants look chlorotic, they're yellow or they get spots. I could go on and on. I just think it's really, there's a lot of nefarious practices happening for the newbie, and we'd like to give them an easy way to go.
For sure. And, that's kind of one of the things that I do as well is I try to inspire new growers, but I also try to inspire people like you who have you can run circles around me with the specifics and the science, to be out there about it, and like you said, to be teaching people and to not be so worried about competition, about everything, because there's always your own secret sauce. There's always your own way to spin things, your own personality. Now people see your faces, people can kind of sort of put a name and a face together, a smile together. Those things matter when you're talking today's world with just logos everywhere and whatnot. I keep rambling, guys. I apologize if anyone got upset about waiting for this giveaway, but we're about to give it away, and I see tagging Wayne working hard, overtime in the comments for tagging people. Thank you, sir. I'm trying to give away a hat tonight. If we can get up to that 100 mark on the Facebook, tag and share and hit the like button, because right after this, I feel like people might just walk away, but you definitely want to be here for the well. And actually, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark, so I don't want to keep you guys too much later than that, because I feel like I could go all day, to be honest. But I also know the audience can't hang out forever. But so let's get this going. I'm going to hit the giveaway on the Deadeye Evil. But if we can continue the roll to 100 in the next 20 minutes or half hour, whatever, if we can start to make some progress on it, then let's get a hat from thegrowfam.com, guys. So good luck, everybody. We've got 40 people in on it. I'll give you to the count of 10 for anyone that doesn't know if they did this hashtag yet. So so C1, there's what is it, 2 after that, so 3, I think, and then I think 17 next. No, I'm not seeing anyone. All right, so 3, 2, 1. Good luck. Let's go. You guys all waited to 12 seconds. I was really hanging there.
Congratulations, Rose.
Rose Booza. Do I say that? Buzza or Booza?
I don't know.
I knew right as I hit it. But yeah, let's go. Let's get this hat going, guys. We're 20 away. What's up, Mr. Burns? Let's see if Rose is here. She is not a locals member. If she was a locals member, there she is. It's the later. Buzza, or the latter would be. Yeah, Buzza. That's how I said it, I believe. Anyway, no worries, but congratulations. Getting those DEADIEVOL Genetics. So you said you have a website, and I saw the bags, but like, what's the smallest product? Is there something
The smallest product.
shippable?
Yeah, we do ship 3-pound and 6-pound bags. We also do like 2 6-pound bags. It's on our website. But 3 pounds is really good. Like if you have 5 plants, a 3-pound bag is a really good place to start. You would just top dress with about a half a cup for a smaller pot. And you do that once a month. Just top dress with the worm castings, water it in with good water, and move on with your day.
So sort of you could schedule it in with one, like the 4th weekly watering
Right.
of the month or whatever, like sort of schedule at the beginning of the month. That's when you do the worm cat,
Yeah.
get it into the regiment. I'm bad about, I'm sort of the absent-minded professor over here. I got to sort of get my ducks in a row, to quote a different. So let's, I'm going to put a banner up here, guys. Get to 100 to give a hat away. Because you guys, you can leave whenever you like, obviously, but I can stay on after that because I'm kidless tonight, so
Yeah.
for a little while, maybe have do a little medicinal intake. But in fact, let's see, we're at 72. So, well, we're hemorrhaging. We're hemorrhaging. No, I'm just kidding. Is there anything any questions that you have? Is there anything as far as our community, as far as, maybe there's something someone you've been trying to work with, maybe not specifically, but like a type of person? I know that you gave me the challenge and I'm going to accept for sure. But maybe you're looking for other testers. I don't know. That's up to you. If you have anything out there that you're trying to put out, an event you're going to, anything.
Well, we don't have any events scheduled right now, which is terrible. I mean, we've just been so busy trying to get our kits together that we've been really focused. But something that I would like to put out is that if anybody who's interested at all in the canna community, because we're trying to get more cannabis growers that we can work with directly, if they would be willing to take one of their plants, do everything that you do what you do, use whatever products you use the soil that you use, and use our worm castings in one of your plants and do a comparison, we would love that. I mean, we will give people a bag of castings who will document their journey and their grow. And a side by side. I mean, it has to be with our castings and without our castings and everything else the same. And we want honest feedback. We know what's going to happen, or we're pretty sure what's going to happen, but we would really like honest feedback. So that's something I'd like to say. But reach out to us on Facebook. You can get to us through Whalen, however you want to do it. And
they're asking about the website. Yeah, it's actually not this Tag and Wayne. It's Soil Foods with an S. soilfoods.com.
Right here,
That's a different website. Yeah, it's right behind them, and I'm on the website now, but it doesn't show it, obviously. I don't know if I should expect that now that I've never actually I've never went to look for that before, but yeah, this is Soil Foods. Oh, here it is. Here we go. It's down here. Well, that's your email.
That's our email. Yeah, it's Soil Foods, plural, because we're going to have more than one food. Soilfoods.com. And coming soon, our new shopping site will be up probably within 2 months. and that'll be soilfoods.shop. And we'll have all kinds of fun goodies on there, you guys.
Oh, I messed up. What's going on here?
Oh, well.
Oh my gosh.
That's okay.
So you go to the site.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
Yeah, you can send us an email, or you can go to @soilfood.worms on Facebook. And we do a Soil Bite Sunday every Sunday, which is kind of fun. Sometimes it's really educational. Sometimes it's more philosophical.
Sometimes there's poetry.
We have a poet laureate who's working with us. He wrote an Worm poem before, and he's working on 3 poems. We send him worm castings. He's a big gardener and a canna grower in Maine. And yeah, we're having a lot of fun.
Well, I think that's awesome. I think going to events is something I do for multiple for one show that I do, and then I also want to go there at, with a table eventually. And so, but for you guys, like, I don't know. I mean, that it would be like lugging around soil to events all the time.
Well, we want to do that. I mean, there's certain,
but still, like,
yeah. Well, we've got other businesses, and it's not right now. The main thing that we're trying to do is get the shopping site up and running, get all of our packaging and all of our products up and running. And we need to do more events, and we want to, because we want to go out and meet people. We want to hear what their pain points are, what problems are they having with their grows.
Those are good for that. You get that hands-on direct, or people will get a crowd going and start complaining about this or that, and I've seen it happen at events. So it's a good idea. So let me ask you, what's your preferred method of medicinal intake?
Well, I like gummies. I'm not a and the gummies are just great. In 20 minutes, I'm starting to relax. I can get into a deep sleep.
You like butter too?
Yeah, we've had some butter.
We had some butter that someone made for us that was great. And I like to smoke sometimes too.
Yeah, unfortunately, smoking is the quickest and the most sort of impactful for me, and I wish I gave the edibles don't do a lot for me, but the smoking is also not great for my lungs. I'm sort of asthmatic, so I struggle with that. So that's why I ask people, because but a good strong butter, or even like a FICO oil, is something that I should be moving towards. But it gets it's a lot more concentrated, it's a lot more pricey, and it's a lot more material, all of that. So,
and we like the medicinal properties too. If I can I plug someone whose products I love? Okay. Annie's Herb Garden. She is in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and we met her because she bought our castings and her herbs were great, all of that. And so we started trying her products too, because she was such a supporter of us. She bought so many products. She uses all sorts of things, including cannabis, in her grow. And she uses like the roots sometimes. And we have lavender, arnica, all the things.
You can call her if you have a particular issue. You can call her, and she'll just
make things for you,
something up for you.
And I had a horrible muscle thing. I tore like some muscles, whatever, moving some stone. And she made this XXX from the XXX cannabis plant. And I tell you what, you guys, it was the best. So when you ask how we consume, I believe that cannabis is medicinal. And I think it's fun too, but I think it's medicinal. And it was the best pain medicine that I've ever tried.
Hi, Rose.
What'd you say?
I was just telling Rose good night, the winner from the earlier.
Oh,
congratulations. Have a good night. But so, we use cannabis products in different ways.
So I definitely appreciate that, because it can be. I feel like any medicine, anything in excess can be bad anyway. But I think I lost it, but that's okay. I think it's good that you don't have to smoke it as much. I think that's honestly the kind of fading away. It's kind of going by the wayside. Now there's so many different ways. Like they have like an inhaler now. There's a nasal spray. There's a breath spray and stuff. So it's pretty crazy. I thought I had another question. That's okay. I think we're done really for the most part, unless you have anything else so you guys want to get out, because I love it. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say maybe we could get her on sometime.
Yeah.
Hit her up for me. I'd love to interview her sometime. You said Annie's Garden?
Annie's Herb Farm.
Annie's Herb Farm. Anyway, yeah, that sounds awesome, because the whole processing side is so much more new to me, especially making medicines out of not just cannabis, but whatever it is. Like there's so many other herbs that you can do things with. So, okay. Yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys. It's been great. I appreciate you guys. I think I'll be talking to you again. I think this is great. I mean, maybe I'll have you on my other show and we'll look at my worm bin directly or something. I don't know.
We need to look at your worm bin, and
like a doctor call, a house call, Operation Worm 911 or whatever.
Yes, exactly.
we need to send you a food processor, I think.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
Thanks so much for having us on. Really appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Yeah, I'll be using your product too, guys, for sure. Check them out, guys. The soilfoodswithan.com. Remember that. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
Good night.
Good night. All right. That was awesome. Like my head has exploded with, thoughts and such. Here it is. Thanks, Luke. I appreciate that. I was going to put it in there, but I have too many things. I was trying to get us up to that 100, but I don't think it's going to happen, guys, unfortunately. But I will say thank you to everybody anyway. Okay, let me put that away. There we go. Let's do a dab. Does anybody at all want to come up? Let's we can play another quick FOOP commercial, guys. Let's see what else. Oh, we did play the VA CannaFest. That's interesting coming up, guys. That's a big one. And then we're gonna play this one too. 30 seconds of FOOP awesomeness. Smoking on some monkey business over here. Monkey business. That monkey business. Now I needed my inhaler. Just right. I have mine right here. Actually, I have two sitting right here. Awesome show. Thanks, Michelle. Now I must say goodnight. Thank you very much for hanging out. I appreciate you all. Gonna have some monkey business. Monkey deliciousness. In fact, let's get the Terp Slurper out. Ty, you want to pop up, or are you already probably live on your own show there, bro? Yeah, we grow Wednesday, guys. I definitely grew like leaps and bounds tonight, I gotta say. Let me know in the comments below, guys. I know they're different. It's a little different than what I do. I a lot of times I do the sort of current events and agriculture and stuff, and some news, find out what's really going on with our food and whatnot. I love doing that as well, but I also really love having these interviews. Some really awesome folks. The last 2 weeks have just blown my mind. Just insane for sure. And so I definitely want to do more of that. If you're out there and you want to come on, you have some sort of a field of expertise in anything that's maybe even remotely considered sustainable, let me know, or let GrowFam know in general, because it could be a different night that you're able to come on better or whatnot. So leave that out there for sure. 57 of you still hanging out on Facebook. If we can get up to that 100 mark, I mean, we could still do this. I don't know. Maybe I'll throw something else in on it. What do I got to sweeten the pot for? Because I'm trying to give a hat away. How do I got to sweeten this pot? Do a like and share giveaway. Get those likes and shares rolling through. Or do I say, you know, do I give up, Rock? Do I give up? Do I toss in the towel? Never give up. Never give up, Rock. Guys, what should we do for game night this Sunday? I don't know. Can't get this off. Oh no, it's not good. I gotta think of a game. Gotta create the rules. Some stuff to do here soon. Got some stuff to do. Tomorrow is people in the boxes. I don't know what we're gonna talk about yet, but there's probably something good out there to talk about. If you haven't watched it, guys, yeah, it's not, you're not going to go and get a giveaway. But actually, there is one giveaway. The like and share giveaway that we do every Thursday now, people in the boxes. So, but it's not your typical giveaway. We'll put it there. Put it there. Or there. Let me know in the comments below if there was any questions that you feel like were missed, or that you had asked and maybe I missed. I do apologize if that happened. I just need to. Thanks, Shane, for hanging out, my friend. That's okay, Jess. No worries at all. I'm just, seeing what we can do. Goodness, I think I'm in a conundrum over here. Yeah, I've decided I don't enjoy that. Awesome night, guys. This is it's really been informative. I definitely think that I am much less worried about having my worm bin in my house. I mean, that's huge right there. That is huge. Yeah, Jess Rosebud Canna, the newest member of Locals. She'll be official tomorrow, but she has already paid. Appreciate that. She gets to get in that game night on Sunday. Get a chance to win if you are on screen, and you get to be on screen if you're a pro member. So there's like, there are tiers. There are tiers for my beers. And I'm crying for you, dear. Oh, sorry. Eric says, how about something in the way of an escape room? Oh, Eric. That could be a thing. Huh. It gives me something to think on. I'm thinking on it. I know some people have expressed they like the Pathway game. I like anything with Pathway, but I can kind of work that into the games. So like I did last week, I thought that worked out well. Thought that worked out particularly well. An online escape room. Yeah. Timothy says, I was just curious if it was beneficial to add worm castings to an already complete living soil, or does it add too much nitrogen? So Timothy, they said about 20%. Now, if there is no worm castings in it at all, then yes, I would say yes. But you just have when you say complete living soil, I would say a lot of times that's going to include worm castings. or something, guano, like something of that nature. That's a good question though. Bedtime. All right, Jess. Thank you again. Have a great night. It's dab time. No one wants to come up. I'm going to do it all alone. What if I put nose dab at 100? I'm kidding. Nose dab at 100. Guys, get on over to Rumble. I bet we could get Rumble to 100 if like 6 of you went over there and just started commenting and hitting the like button. I bet we could. It'd be faster, I bet. I bet it would be faster to gain 100 viewers on Rumble than it would to gain 100 viewers on Facebook. Send you the link, Brandon. Brandon, what's up, bro? Are you on my page or are you on the Grow Fam Homestead? If you're on my page, Waylon the Indoor Farmer, I'm gonna post it in my page or on the video, so that way anybody can get on it. There it is. There it is. Heating up the old Terp Slurper over here, y'all. So we got 2 minutes past the 7:10 in Hawaii. Hawaii. My new shouts out to G-Lo, my boy from Hawaii that I met on X over there, formerly known as Twitter, the Twits, which we're live on right now. Let me see if there's anyone there. There is someone watching on X right now. If you're on X, throw the comments in the air. Come on. If you're not on X, if you're not following me on X, hit it. I like X. It's kind of a battleground of sorts, so it's one of these things that I like to try to insert myself. No pun intended, because that's what I'm really out here doing, guys. I'm not out here like going with the flow, with the grain. I'm out here purposefully trying to step in the way of traffic in order to like tell people, look, we all have to eat this stuff. What's happening here? Like, how do we do it ourselves? What are you going to do if the grocery store is closed? What are you going to do if, so that's what I'm out here doing. I'm like, I'm trying to be a flashing red light, not just a, let's try to get in where I can fit in kind of person. You know what I mean? I fit in on Grow Fam really well because Grow Fam's kind of doing a lot of the same thing, in a lot of ways, pushing that organic, sustainability and pushing all the sponsors that we push are guys that do also have similar organic practices. So not guys, but you know what I mean? Companies, I should say. I would agree. Me alone can get 20, Eric. Yeah, you by yourself can get 20 if you're commenting a bunch, and that's funny. It's like if you get a handful of people over there, we could easily equal what I got now, which is 54 on Facebook side. I think we could easily beat that, But everyone's tired. It's been a long episode. People's brains have been filled up with worms tonight, so I understand. Who wants a Grow Fam hat? Well, no, we can't count we're not counting the Rumble side yet because we want it to be able to be through that hashtag later, so I can't do that. But I do StreamYard, if you're listening out there, or Rumble. I don't know who it is that needs to think of this, but you all need to fix it so that Rumble is inside of the old StreamYard. I think it's Rumble that has to do it. I'm not sure. Come on, Rumble. Eric's like pumping it up. That's funny. Yeah, man. I've actually been going into some other Rumble streamers casts recently, and it's interesting. It's very interesting. They're responding. They're talking because you can stand out a little bit. Still, there's less garbage, less spam being like just spamming the chat with stuff. Power went out, Valerie. Holy cow! You better stay warm, girl. Is it cold down there? I don't know. I guess it's not cold down there, but it could be. Valerie, if you want to come up, you're welcome. We're just going to hang out for a minute or two here, maybe several, maybe, I don't know, an hour. I don't know. We're just going to try and get this hat. No, I'm kidding. I think that's long gone. Margaret over there on the Rumble. What's up? See, look at that. Boom. Already going up. I'd love to see it match, though. That'd be awesome. You should add nematodes. Yeah, nematodes, thyme or thyme oil, radish, real ground cinnamon. Okay. Ooh, all that good stuff. Look at this. I'm going to put it up there. And use their worms. Well, I'm not using. I have my own worms, Shane. But the worm castings, if I ever use mine out or I can't make enough, then yeah, for sure. What's up, Wes? Cheers, bro. Yeah, that's a lot, bro, but it seems like it'd be good, wouldn't it? Delicious. All right, guys. I think that's going to be it for me. It has been a fun one, though. It's been a fun one. I thank you all for your efforts. Oh. I thank you all. Sign up for locals, guys. It's worth it. It's more than worth it. It's awesome. I have made it awesome. $2 a month or $20 for the year. We've got new sponsors all the time on the list coming in hot, including Grill Fam Homestead. Of course. If you want to get this awesome hoodie that I'm wearing, you can get that on thegrillfam.com. It's the softest hoodie I've ever owned. And I don't say that lightly. I do not say that lightly as a man who's owned several hoodies. I don't think that your guests had ever seen someone smoking anything before. You don't think, Perry? I mean, they are like the two places that I saw their product was from cannabis growers. So I don't know. I don't think they do the smoking maybe as much, but the people that can handle or not handle, but people that can just have a couple of gummies and be good, bro. Awesome. And then like on your day off, maybe have 3 gummies. And you're like, oh, you're really awesome, and you're really awesome. Ashley, have since I seen it. What? Oh, you want that hoodie? Yes. Oh, it's the softest hoodie. I will say one thing though. Guys. This hoodie, the rope, got to be careful. That rope, I got the rope still, but it did come out, so I didn't tie knots in it like I should have, I guess. I don't hear anything. Can you hear me? Lisa May. That happens with my hoodie all the time. Yeah, I hate that. Can you hear me? Can you feel me now? Can now? Shane Briggs, can you hear me? Pete or Perry? Pete. It's not Pete. Awesome show. Enjoyed it. Very informative. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate that. You guys got it up to 10 over there on the Rumble just by 2 people commenting. Look at that, man. Like, I'm just saying. Get some people over there. We could I could do my own giveaway. Do extra giveaway. I'll give away something Grow Fam related still, but all from me here. Here we go. There's not too many of these left, guys. There's not too many of these left. Talk to us, Margaret. The issue is with Rumble. Well, I mean, technically, it happened on Facebook too. There was probably a couple dozen people that weren't talking, but the Rumble, a lot of times you can watch without being signed in, just like on YouTube. And so they might be not even signed in, or Rumble's actually on smart TVs too. So they might be watching on their TV and not have, there's no way to like comment or like the button or anything like that. I could see through the screen. Yeah, I'll give this away. If we get to 100 on Facebook, or, I mean, I don't know, if we just get Rumble rocking over here. I'm sure it doesn't matter how many. If we get up to a couple dozen on Rumble, it just starts to keep going. Yeah, guys, if you didn't know, it's just green. It's Grow Fam green. It's not actually see-through, I promise. It's just like my shirt. Shows black. It looks black to you? Well, no, the tray is black. But the wording, I'm saying, I'm sorry, you're right, Shane. I should have been more specific. The words are green. The tray is black. Yes, you can see through Grow Fam because it's green. Sorry. Used my Grow Fam tray tonight. Oh, you did? My smokable herb blend. Very nice. I like that. Oh, yeah, I saw your blend. Oh, yes, Smashley, I saw those. I was like, what is this? And now it makes a perfect sense because you're putting together herbs that you can smoke that aren't cannabis, but including cannabis, I'm guessing, but other things that are all like good for you, like to smoke. There's several things that are like medicinal. Yes, that is cool. I want to know that recipe. You know what I'm saying? Come in, Rumble, speak up. Come on, Rumble, speak up, Eric. Like they're over here trying to coax the other viewers to say something. I don't think they can. I think it's more likely that they can't speak because the people that come in that can, we have met some new people. We've met some new Rumble friends, several that like that ass hat from earlier. What was his name? American Ass Hat or whatever. American Ass Bag or something. Oh no, American Shit Bag. That's what his name was. Like, holy cow, come on, bro. Like, I mean, that's like, you got to think a little more highly of yourself, I think. That's rough. It's totally rough, man. All right, guys, I'll do another dab because we're holding strong at 56 on the Facebook and Rumble. You know, Margaret and Eric are trying to hold them up, but, you know, Rumble's kind of crumbling, you know, lots of things. I don't believe it. What's up, Elisa? Do you want to come up? Anything good for you to smoke? Is anything good for you to smoke? Yeah. She says you can smoke with it or smoke it with lots of things. Yes. She said lots of things. I want to know more about this, Mashley. I might have to. You were just on the show a couple Mondays ago, but I might have to have you on again soon to talk about that. Don't knock it till you tried it. All right. I want to try it. I picked up a bubble hash machine for $25. Wes, I need to know your supplier, bro. Did that fall off the back of a truck? I'm just kidding. Cheers, Perry. I'm working on that. I'm working on it myself. Terp Slurp was good, but you know, it's not. When I use this titanium setup that I have, I can box it in, and then I can do a cold start. You know, I can put it in there and then put this on and then heat it up and then do a cold start. But then it just doesn't taste as good as with the quartz, slurper. You know what I'm saying? Just I'm sort of torn there. You get so much more out of it if you do the cold start. Just saying. Trying to live as long as I can for my son. Little do smoke. Yeah, but honestly though, Lisa May, I think she's. I know she's right, but there are things that don't just hurt your lungs. Like your lungs actually can handle quite a bit. But the thing about your lungs is that, like when you're doing an excess of something, then it will overwhelm. So like I feel like dabs or cannabis in general have that stickiness to it. And I always feel like that's probably the problem, making my lungs sticky. I'm just guessing on that one. You went to Habitat for Humanity store and you found it there. Holy cow, Wes. Habitat for Humanity had a bubble machine? That's insane. Guys, 58 people. If we get to that 100 mark, we can totally give away a Grow Fam hat. This is the after show. Let's make it happen. 11 people on the Rumble just from 2 awesome Facebookers commenting over there. Rumble, show us you're loud and proud. Let's see a comment. Throw me some like political propaganda in there or something. Whatever it is you got, I don't care. In fact, I always have the open rule that if you comment on Rumble from Facebook, if you're a Facebooker that goes over to Rumble to comment to help me out, then you actually can promote yourself over there. But it has to be somebody I knew that went over there. I can't. There's a lot of times that, well, not a lot, but there's some spam. Once in a while, you'll get some like weirdo popping in just to throw some like political spam in there. But other than that, it's not nearly like YouTube. Advertises a small washer. Yeah, you could do that. Do a little on the side work. Yeah, I see that. Nicotine and tobacco I don't promote. Yeah, I mean nicotine per se isn't the bad guy, I guess. I mean it's addictive, but it's a stimulant. It's actually in small amounts supposed to be good for us. Or not, but yeah, it's all this stuff. It's all the other stuff. I wonder if you can eat nicotine. I guess you can. Got chewing tobacco. Chew tobacco, spit. All right, who's going to do a dab with me, guys, on this Medicinal Wednesday? Beautiful conversation earlier. If you're just coming in later at this point now, way too many words there. If you're just entering this visage of digital online webadry, the earlier show was a wonderful interview with Ed and Sid from Soil Food. So definitely want to go and check the beginning out. It was worth a watch. It was nonstop information and really just makes you want to have them as a go-to resource for any questions if you're trying to grow, or not grow, but like, if you're trying to have worms or the worm castings or even just somewhere to buy them, all of those things. Got my butter packed. All right, Wes, my terp slurper is not looking so good anymore, so I can't tell if there's stuff that can be cooked off, you know what I'm saying, or if it's just kind of stained now. I just need to get a new one. I'm not really a fan of the terp slurper, I'll be honest. You have all these extra pieces. You got this, like, you got a pill, and then there's also like a pearl. I don't know what you call that, like a ball. Yeah, toss all those in. Then you got to put the cap on. Like, there's too much going on there. You have to hear a bad review. Okay. 12 on the Rumble. Come on, Rumblers. Let's see. Let's be loud and proud on the Rumble. Who is it? Who are you voting for on Rumble? Let's hear about it. That's a lot of time. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to, I'm not trying to discourage anyone, but you do see a little bit higher volume of politics on Rumble. if you know, but there's plenty of gamers on Rumble. There's plenty of, you know, let's chatting and whatnot. But you're not going to go over there and find like hot tub, you know, whipped cream hot tub girls and stuff like that on Rumble. That's not happening. I don't think. I do not think so. Not that I've seen anyway. Let me know. I'm just kidding. You just go to Twitch for that. You go to Twitch for that. Hot tub. You know, this girl's playing video games in this in a baby pool full of whipped cream. You know, that's what happens over there on those other sites, man. You gotta be careful. Some of these sites, people like to say, people make fun sometimes and say that I'm on all these sites, but it's like, you know, there's like there are hundreds of social media sites. There's gotta be there's at least, you know, if you're talking hell, just sites for like dating, that's a whole nother game, you know. Tinder, Spinder, Plinder, Mountaineer, what's all the fish? There's like maybe FOOP. FOOP should start a dating site. Plenty of FOOP. What do you guys think? Plenty of FOOP? Is FOOP listening? If you guys are listening, I'm telling you, I'll give you that idea for free. I will allow it. We don't have to tell Ash. Don't nobody tell Ash about it. Plenty of FOOP in the sea, guys. Plenty of FOOP. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Oh no. I'm about to get blipped. I almost got Thanos snapped. Did you guys see that? Don't do it, FOOP, Shane says. Oh, come on. Plenty of FOOP. It would be, I guess it would be POF, yeah. All right. 60 people. Come on, guys. Almost got back up to the 60 mark on the Foos books. 12 people deep on Rumble. Let's get all of our crazy content creators in here that want to come on screen. Where are they all at? Okay. I need that sound effect in my thing. Got some THC. What do they call it? Shoot. Sand. Oh, sorry. Bueller. If they do, they should name it Poof. Plenty of outstanding FOOP. Poof. Plenty of the FOOP dating site could have spondulum. What does that say there, Timothy? To choose a date? Come on, gotta give me some slack on this one. Too many dating apps, yeah, Shane, but they all call themselves like social media and stuff. And there's like, if you type in social media in the app store, it goes insane. So yeah. $61, guys, 61. If we get 39 more on the Facebook side, we can get to that GrowFam hat. Why not? Who wants the hat? I'm not getting the hat. I want you guys to have the hat. If you haven't gone to both sides of the, like, my page and then GrowFam Homestead, do that. Go to both. If you hit the likes on both, that makes them both more visible. And then if you smash the comment button and you type in some likes. No, I'm kidding. you get you get what I'm saying. And more engagements on both of them actually does help. I like doing those sometimes because it helps with the giveaways. So I got this sheet here, special blend predatory mites. It's got like all sorts of information about them, and man, is it cool. They look badass. I mean, if you know, excuse my French. Slow release satchel. Predatory mites in a bottle. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. I'm going to have to get going to release them. I have to do a release. What I have to do is do a watering first because you have to have slightly moistened soil. So do a bit of water and then release. Bradley, what's up, bro? If you want that hat, if you want that Grow Fam hat, help me get up to 100 viewers. We're at 59 right now. 12 on the Rumble. I wish it worked. Oh yeah, Eric. All right, I hear you, brother. I hear you there. Should I pull up the Rumble chat on the screen? Rumble, come on, Rumble, speak. Okay, I can try. Well, Bradley, I appreciate you coming in, man. We had a show, awesome show tonight. Actually, we're at 2 hours 36 minutes. So if you ever go back to watch it, we had an awesome couple on from Soil Food. So they do worm castings and much more. But man, it was a great episode. Leslie Cobb, really excited. Can't wait. Yeah. Yep. For what? Yeah, so I want to know, put it out there too. I know some of my locals members are watching. Guys, let me know if you want to play on screen this week. I want to get this stuff done a little bit more ahead of time. Hopefully, a little bit faster than last week, if that is possible. So if you are out there and you didn't play last week and you want to play as a team captain, for sure, let me know. Like such as anyone that pays for the pro membership. There are 60 people, 59, 60 people in here. If you all paid for that pro membership, we would be able to get things like such as much bigger things. Fairies would get their wings, like all sorts of stuff would happen. Like a rainbow would get its stripes or whatever. You know. Actually, I would like to increase the number, but hey, it happens. Great show. All right, I think if we're not going in the positive direction here in a few minutes, I'm gonna just get going. But I did tried hard. I want to play a few more times before I be a captain. Perry, that is totally understandable, bro. And I tell you what, man, I get it. I think it might seem pretty confusing for a lot of people, but for the most part, you don't. I mean, I can't. Well, let me back up a second. If I can get the 4 team captains ahead of the game night, then we could absolutely have a little private group call or whatever and check out the game. And you guys could get an idea of what you're going to do. That would be awesome. But what I was going to say was that all the captains come in without knowing what the game is going to be, and they sort of have to learn as they go. So don't feel too much pressure there, because it's not. They don't always work. They don't always work like I like them. I'm a little harder on myself, I guess, than I need to be. But they're most of the time they're fun, and I give the stuff, we give stuff away. We give awesome prizes and gift codes and things away from a bunch of awesome sponsors, including the Grow Fam Homestead. And so, you know, that's something that is secondary, really, is whether the game works out. I worry about it because that's my fun. That's the part of it that's fun for me, is like seeing the game play out and like feel like it worked out nice, you know. Timothy says, I have good night, everyone. You too, my friend. Thank you, Timothy, for hanging out, my man. You guys all have a great night, actually. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm good. Let's go. I gotta go. I gotta add some. Oh, you want to see some predator mites before I go, real fast? See if I can get over there to you. There's 2,000 in there. Bradley, I'm sorry, bro. I know I just gave you the yo-yo, but thank you for coming in, man. I was going to give away the Grow Fam tray as well, but it's all good. I'm not, you know, the show's, the good stuff is over. The information I had to go over is past, so I don't have anything else lined up to keep the interest alive. But these are really cool. I have to look real close to find them moving, if I see them moving at all. But yeah, they're in there. They're in there like swimwear. All right, guys. People in the boxes tomorrow night. You also have Certified Terpy Thursdays. So definitely check that out before people in the boxes. 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. So yeah, come check that out. And then of course you got Fam Fridays, and then you'll see Kim on Sunday for Sunday Fun Day, and then after that you'll have me for game night on Sunday night. So come on and see us then. I'm gonna exit with another quick run of the FOOP spray and then my outro. Thank you all very much. Please hit the like button on your way out, tip your waiters, and drive safely. It looks like my chat, the chat from my page, like never updated for like ever. We'll go back in here real quick while I'm still live. See what it says. See, okay, there it is. That's crazy. All I had, and I kept checking it, kept like, you know, tapping it with my finger, and it was just showing me a whole row of hashtag Deadeye Genetics or Deadeye Evil. So that's insane. Cullen, what's up, bro? Yeah. Good night, everybody. Peace.